Welcome to Writing Roll with Allie. I'm Allie, and this is episode number 6. 5 non-electric ways for your character to stay warm, part 1. You can find this episode's notes and helpful links where you can learn more on my website, AllieHart.com. That's ALLEYHART.com. During this first week of my podcast, there will be a new episode out every single day. After the first week, there will be a new episode out every Monday. Now on to the episode. When winter hits, we all know it's important to stay warm. Being too cold can cause everything from windburn to frostbite, hypothermia, or even death. The cold is especially dangerous to children and elderly because they lose body heat faster than the average healthy adult. Here are 5 things that your characters can do to stay warm. Number 1, layers. Growing up, I was always told, if you're cold, put on more clothes. The more layers between your character and the cold, the better. Layers also keep you insulated. Pantyhose, while thin, is a great way to layer. Even the U.S. Army encourages the use of pantyhose to stay warm in the winter. Many hunters have this down to an art form so that they can hunt no matter how cold it gets. They go out in 3 layers, a base layer, a middle layer, and an outer layer. The base layer is to get the natural body sweat away from the body, referred to as a wicking the sweat away. The middle layer is the insulation layer, designed to retain the natural body heat. And the outer layer is the shell that protects from the elements like wind, rain, snow, and all those type of things. Remember, this is the modern hunter's method. If a person doesn't have the money to get the perfect layering, they will wear whatever keeps them warm. I've seen people use trash bags. If it works, it works. Number 2, fireplace. Maybe you saw this one coming, but fireplaces make heat. Not only that, but it lets you warm things up, like clothing, blankets, food, water. You see, many fireplaces are built with rock or brick walls around them because these rocks and bricks will retain the heat even after the fire has gone out. This makes it warmer, you use less wood, and it makes a safety break so the fire doesn't catch the walls on fire. Your character wants to be warm, not a crispy critter. Number 3, heavy bedding. If you ever wondered why quilts were so heavy, it's because they were made for winter. The heavy bedding allows your character to retain more body heat and is a great insulation. Older quilts were made with several layers of fabric. Today, most homemade or hand-sewn quilts are made with a layer of batting. Batting can be made from cotton, polyester, cotton blends, wool, or bamboo. I see batting more often than anything else, but I still come across some quilts that are only layers of fabric when I stop at the local Amish shops. Number 4, body heat. Shared body heat is a great way to stay warm. Your character's body doesn't have to do all the heating, and things will warm up faster than when they are alone. Many true and real-life winter adventure stories include shared body heat, whether they are in a snow den or a tent. When my children were young, we had a very hard winter in this area. It was too cold even inside of the house with the wood stove going. It was hovering at about 40 degrees Fahrenheit or 4 degrees Celsius. We all piled into the same bed that year to keep the newborn and the toddler warm. And it worked. Human body heat is good, but so is animal body heat. There are many tales of dogs keeping lost children warm at night. I know my dog makes a great foot warmer. Another thing to consider is animals put off a lot of body heat in groups. People in history have often stayed in barns in winter to stay warm and to keep their animals warm. Number 5, hat. That covers the ears. Winter hats are designed to keep your body heat in, also known as more insulation. Are you getting the idea that body heat's important yet? Winter hats should go over the ears. This keeps them warm and comfortable since ears are one of the body parts prone to frostbite. To top off, it also keeps moisture and wind from entering your ear canals and causing an ear infection. Fun fact! Did you know that adult chickens put off 10 watts or roughly 35 BTUs of energy? It takes approximately 10 watts to heat a 1 foot square space. That means in theory it takes 100 chickens to heat a 10 by 10 room. Now for everyone's favorite part. What could possibly go wrong? Well, let me tell you. Likely, your character wore so many layers that it restricted their movement. Also likely, your character wore something with too wide stitching or knitting and the wind blew right through it. Also likely, your character did not add enough blankets. Or maybe your character didn't have enough blankets. Possible to go wrong? A flue fire. This is fire within the chimney, usually caused by buildup or soot, sometimes referred to as a chimney fire. This is a cause of house fires. I doubt smoke alarms will be a thing in the post-apocalyptic world. Keep that in mind if you're writing post-apocalyptic worlds. Also possible, people refuse to share body heat until it's bitterly cold and then are too embarrassed to admit it. It happens more than most people think. A lot of times, it's the men that are embarrassed, but women can too, especially if they fear that someone will think that they slept with the person that they're trying to stay warm with, and I mean slept in a cardinal sense of the word. Also possible, while trying to stay warm overnight, they slept too close to the fire and lit themselves, their clothing, or their bedding on fire. Unlikely to go wrong. Your character wore so many layers that it restricted their blood flow. It is unlikely your character would not notice that, but it is possible to do, more so if the character is already cold and doesn't have the best feelings in their limbs because of that. Also unlikely, the hat didn't fully cover the ears and they were frostbitten. It's unlikely that your character wouldn't notice that part of their ear was uncovered. But again, if they already had diminished feelings, it is a possibility. Ill probable, but technically still in the realm of possibilities. They snuggled up with the pigs in the barn to stay warm. Ill probable, but still technically in the realm of possibilities. Your characters might focus on the gloves, the socks, the hats, and ignore the core of their body. This feels like something a young child would do or someone with dementia, since most people know that you need to keep the main core part of your body warm. That's where all your major organs are, and that is how you will survive in an extreme cold. Thanks for listening. To get this show's notes, or if you would like to learn more, you can find helpful links on my website, AlleyHart.com. That's ALLEYHART. Subscribe and follow for more episodes. A new episode comes out every Monday. Until then, happy wordsmithing.